started with not one argument. What happened during the show, it was ugly between Teresa and I. And that's what you do when two Tauruses go head to head and you're fighting, you don't like each other, shit's going to be thrown. That we were on a stressful reality show. We were both going through horrible stuff in our lives.
Yes, that's
so
right.
It's like, we're at high stress and you've got people in your ear and producers and cast members and fans. And it's just very hard to maintain a friendship on the show. I had a friendship with her 7 years prior to the show even starting. That was worth like talking through and getting down to the bottom of it. Melissa, I met her on the show. I don't give two shits about her. I don't want her in my life. I got her number. I got her what she does. I have no interest in being friendly with her. She's an actress. She plays the camera. I know what she's all about now. I see what she did to Kathy, which was disgusting.
Terrible.
And you know what? This whole time she was blaming Kathy's just jealous that I'm on the show. Like, I don't know why Kathy's so jealous. She's not speaking to me because meanwhile, she stopped talking to Kathy.
Yeah. And she admitted it on Andy Cohen just recently. Oh, we walked away from them because of Teresa. She just admitted it. She changed her mind.
Got Kathy all riled up behind the scenes, and then on camera, she shut her down and just like turned her back on Kathy and Richie when they were there as like supporting them. And
that's right.
I got her number. I have no interest in being friendly with her. Teresa, yes, we've been through terrible shit, and that's what happens when you hurt deeply, when you've been friends with someone for so long and then you're hurt deeply and then it just turns ugly, you're going to say ugly things to each other. It's just going to happen.
It's true. That is so true.
But Jacqueline, you know what? Let's look past all that. Let's rewind before the show started. This is where our friendship truly was for 7 years. Like, could we get back to that? Is that what happened
when you had lunch? I know, but you told me. You said you really didn't talk about anything negative. When they had lunch, they just loved each, said hello to each other, kissed each other, and all the past was in the past. And they started up where their 7-year relationship was.
We did.
That's wonderful.
We literally said, because I kind of tried to bring up like stuff and she didn't want to go back there, which I was like,
really?
Hey, what good is it going to do to go back and talk about all this stuff? We both said shitty things. It was a toxic time in our lives. The show does a lot of damage to friendships, relationships, it it destroys relationships. It's very hard to maintain true friendships on the show.
It is because you got to live up to your contract. And when the producers say something to you, David, very hard to say no to them. And even I know Jacqueline, there was certain things that she had to do on the show that she really didn't want to do. But they kind of
why?
I fought them on things on the show all the time.
A lot.
Like I don't remember offhand, but there were a lot of things that they would want me to do and I would fight them. And then I would get calls from the higher up and like, okay. So like, even with Teresa coming out with like all her legal stuff. So I was told she had already filmed with her attorney on camera. So it was being talked about. It was all over the press, right? It was everywhere. When things are all over the press, you can't pretend like it doesn't exist on the show. It has to be talked about on the show. I was told every single person on the cast was talking about it, including Teresa. She filmed with the producer. They brought the magazine to my house that day.
Right. So the day that you were in your backyard, when you were in your backyard.
I'm like, this is her. Then you know what? This is her chance. She can tell her side then. She can say like, here's what all the rumors are out there. You say what you're telling me. Like you tell your truth, or whatever you were telling me at the time. Like, this is your time to speak on it. So, and at the time too, it was like, there was a lot of pieces to that. She was entertaining Danielle again, which was annoying because, I didn't want Danielle in my life, but she wanted to know, because Danielle was saying how Melissa was reaching out to her that whole year, which obviously is proven to be true because at that reunion, when Danielle said, you didn't go see your nephew at the hospital.
Yes.
Like, where else would she have heard that?
Of course. We all knew that.
And we all knew that. She did go to see her nephew. She did go to see him, but it was the next day. She went to go see him, I think. It was the next day. And we're like, of course she went to see her nephew. So for her to hear that, it came out, Melissa had been talking to her that whole year. Like, they've been talking. So, that's why Teresa snapped and was like, don't talk about my family on the show. Like, we're not bringing this stuff up on the show. We're not doing this. And So, and anyway, I was like, quit trying to talk to Danielle, like, just let it go, make up with your sister-in-law. So filming for you will be more peaceful. Cause I knew how upset Teresa was that Melissa was on the show. I'm like, if you could just get to a place where you're not showing your anger and you can let go and actually make up with her, filming your life
will be so much easier.
And instead of fighting with her on camera and having this war, just end the war, That's it. That's what I was trying to get her to do. Just end the war to make your life easier for the show.
They couldn't do it though. They all couldn't do it. They did it for a little while. They really couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was just so much anger. And that's why I was trying to make it more peaceful for her. But
but it is what it is.
I was going to say, when you had this lunch, you said like with Teresa, which yes, you broke the internet. I know you didn't think it would be that big a thing. You like try to bring up the past just to, you know, move past it. And she just said like, no, let's just not even go there.
Yeah. Like, I don't even want to talk about any of that. Like, let's try to move forward. She was like, she had, it wasn't because of the Melissa thing. So she had been talking about making up with me for years. Like Andy Cohen's been on Watch What Happens Live saying to her, like, I think you and Jacqueline need a summit to sit down and make up. She said that she was ready to forgive. She said it publicly a few times. And
drink. She wanted to go for a drink with you. She goes, would you have a drink with Jacqueline?
Because it was hard for her not to think of me when now she has a stepson named Nicholas who also
unbelievable.
Has autism. So every time this Nicholas who has autism, it's like Jacqueline, her son is Nicholas.
Yes.
Who has autism.
Yes.
So that was always in the back of her head. And then people act like, oh, I say something about Melissa and she wants to make up with me. I've said stuff about Melissa. She's known I've hated her since day one. It's just that because I was out in the press so much, because of my comment got picked up and spread around.
Yeah.
Seeing my name more, you know, she's seeing my name more in the press. She's, you know, knows she has a son named Nicholas, and she's going to Vegas to go see Bruno Mars with their friends.
So why not? Why not? Exactly.
Right. So she's like, let me just try, you know, let me just
I'm
try
happy.
To see what happens.
I'm happy she did. I'm happy she did.
So,
No, go on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh. So we didn't talk about Melissa. She basically, all she said to me, she was like, I'm done fighting with them. I'm totally done fighting with them. I'm not fighting with them anymore. I'm not giving it to them. I don't care. I'm done. And I said, yeah, they both suck. And that was basically it. And that was it. Like, we didn't talk about anything to do with them. And I knew people would think that, but I was like, did I enjoy
had better things to do.
Melissa, did I enjoy a little bit that Melissa was going to squirm, not knowing if I talked about stuff that she would tell me? I mean, yeah, of course, like, you know, I enjoyed her squirming a little bit, but that wasn't, you know, it wasn't about that. It was about, you know, like my husband said, you know, because she reached out, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, Chris, you know, and he's like, Chris is like, I think you should sit down. It's been a long time. I think you guys should sit down. You guys had a friendship before the show. You're done with the show now. You know, it's a different phase in your life. Like, why not? Why have enemies? Why, you know? So I agreed to sit with her. And honestly, it was like no time had passed.
Beautiful.
I saw her. I knew how I was going to feel. We hugged each other. She sat down next to me and we just started talking right away. And we were talking about our sons. We were talking about autism and different things with that, relating to that. We talked about Louis. You know, I was trying to get to know him. We were asking him questions. He was lovely. I wasn't expecting that.